What do you think about seller financing? I think seller financing is a fantastic tool to get started. I think that seller financing is a creative way that people that might not have money at the moment can get into real estate investing. I think it's a way to keep some of the money that you would otherwise spend on a down payment in some of your reserves. You know, the cool thing about seller financing that I really appreciate is the terms ultimately are whatever you and the seller agree are mutually beneficial. So any terms that you guys can come up with, you can put into action. So it's not like working with a traditional lender or a hard money lender where they have their set terms and this is what they have to do, right? So, you know, I was speaking with a guy this past week who is in the mastermind group, and he just negotiated seller financing with someone. The loan is amortized over 10 years. There is a 3-year balloon payment. The interest on the seller financing is 2.5%. That's 2.5%. So these are terms that I wouldn't have thought of. These are terms that I don't think I ever would have asked for, which kind of highlights the beauty that is seller financing in that the seller agreed to it, the buyer agreed to it, and now that's what they're doing. So that is on a 3-unit apartment building, which is a good sized building. It's going to cash flow even at those terms. So anything that cash flows when it's amortized over 10 years is a huge win. So I think kind of where we are currently and the way that we are building our business, I think we have a couple portfolios that are seller financed, and we find those to be beneficial. But doing kind of one-off deals on a house here and there, for us, it is easier to use an existing private lender or traditional lender and buy that property outright. However, if it's a package, it may make sense. And there is a multitude of different circumstances that could arise that seller financing makes sense. So anytime you have the ability to do it, I think you would, so long as both parties agree that the terms are mutually beneficial and advantageous. When we first got started, I would say for the first 40, 50 properties that we purchased, anytime I was dealing directly with the seller, it was always one of the things that I asked whenever I felt like I had enough rapport with the individual. I would see if they were interested in seller financing, and if they were, then we would try to pinpoint some type of terms that would be beneficial. So during our first year of buying properties, we went from, so we started the year with 2 properties. We ended with 21 properties. And of those, there were 15 of those that were seller financed. So 6 of them we got traditional financing on, and about 15 were seller financed. So I highly recommend it. Because whenever you first, also another hurdle that you have to overcome during the first 2 years is most banks are going to want to look at real estate investing as like starting a new business or going out on a new venture. So the banks are going to want to see at least 2 years of real estate investing on your tax returns before they feel comfortable counting that rental income as actual income. So during those first 2 years, when you can only qualify for properties based on your personal income, you're not able to count the rental income, then you're in a really tough spot where it's pretty difficult to get traditional financing. So especially during those years, I would say seller financing, if you can negotiate it, is a fantastic option. Thanks for watching that clip. I thought that was a good question. And I think you can ask good questions too. Join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream Q&A where we answer plenty of questions just like this one. In the meantime, consider subscribing to the channel if you want more of this content. And if you want to increase your deal flow, analyze properties better, and help me feed my family, click the link below for a free 7-day trial of PropStream.